Now, let's review the answers to the Reading Comprehension Test. This review is not simply about checking which choices were correct. It is designed to show you how strong academic readers approach a constitutional text. The questions you just completed reflect the type of reading expected in upper-level U.S. public high school classes, especially honors level and college preparatory courses. As we go through each question, pay attention to two things. First, how the correct answer connects to the structure of the text. Second, what kind of reading skill each question is developing. If you understand both, you are not only reviewing this passage, you are strengthening the academic reading abilities this lesson is designed to build. Question 1. Main idea, conceptual reading. The correct answer is C. This question tests your ability to identify the central idea of an academic text. The passage does not define free speech as unlimited personal freedom, and it does not reduce it to one legal rule. Instead, the entire reading builds free speech as a constitutional system, one that limits government power and is shaped by context and responsibility. If you chose C, you successfully read across all sections and recognized how the ideas combine into one controlling concept. Question 2. Structural inference. The correct answer is C. This question tests structural inference. Rather than asking what the First Amendment says, it asks why the text frames it as a limit on government power. The passage repeatedly emphasizes that free speech protects people from government control over belief and expression. If you selected C, you understood the design of the right, not just its wording. This is a key reading skill when working with constitutional texts. Question 3. Concept interpretation. The correct answer is A. This question tests how well you interpret concepts. The author includes expressive actions to expand the meaning of speech itself. By doing so, the passage shows that expression is defined by purpose, not by physical form. If you chose A, you correctly identified why those examples appear, to reshape the reader's definition of speech. Question 4. Analytical distinction. The correct answer is D. This question tests your ability to track a critical distinction. The passage draws a clear boundary between speech that offends and speech that causes serious harm. That distinction explains why some expression is protected and some is limited. If you selected D, you correctly followed the conceptual line the text establishes. Recognizing such boundaries is central to advanced reading. Question 5. Principle application. The correct answer is C. This question tests application. You were asked to take a principle from the text and apply it to a new example. The reading explains that speech tied to fraud or criminal activity may lose constitutional protection. If you chose C, you successfully transferred an abstract rule to a concrete situation. This ability to move from idea to example is a core academic reading skill. Question 6. Contextual reasoning. The correct answer is C. This question tests contextual reasoning. The passage emphasizes that free speech is shaped by setting and purpose. Schools, courtrooms, and public parks do not function the same way. If you selected C, you recognized how the text connects environment, regulation, and meaning. Strong readers always attend to how context alters interpretation. Question 7. Structural cause and effect. The correct answer is B. This question tests cause and effect reasoning at a structural level. The passage explains that government pressure on private institutions can indirectly suppress expression. If you chose B, you understood how power can operate without formal laws, and why the text presents this as constitutionally troubling. This shows attention to how arguments develop, not just what facts are listed. Question 8. Abstract cause and effect. The correct answer is C. This question tests abstract cause and effect reasoning. The chilling effect is not a policy, it is a condition. The passage explains that fear alone can change behavior and weaken free expression. If you selected C, you correctly identified the invisible mechanism the text describes. Advanced reading often requires recognizing forces that are implied, not simply named. Question 9. Synthesis. The correct answer is D. This question tests synthesis. You were asked to connect limits, context, and chilling effect into a single explanatory model. All three show that free speech is shaped by law, environment, and human behavior. If you chose D, you successfully built a big picture understanding of how the text fits together. This is one of the highest level reading skills. Question 10. Author's purpose, evaluation. The correct answer is C. This question tests evaluative reading. The conclusion emphasizes both legal protection and active public responsibility. If you selected C, you recognized why the author ends this way, to show that free speech depends on more than constitutional wording. Understanding why a text ends as it does is essential to deep academic comprehension. Before we finish, notice something important. These questions did not all require the same kind of reading. Some focused on central ideas. Some required distinguishing concepts. Others trained you to apply principles, analyze structure, or synthesize across sections. That range is intentional. In advanced classrooms, reading is not about locating information. It is about tracing how ideas are built, where boundaries are drawn, and how meaning is shaped across a text. If this review felt challenging, that means you were practicing exactly the kind of reading this course is designed to develop. And those skills, conceptual reading, structural awareness, and analytical reasoning, are what prepare you for higher-level academic study.